more custom cards, plus redesigns. Stellar Kirin Todo is now Kirin Todo Master of Swordsmanship. She now has 1900 attack, 1000 defense, and the following effects. If you control no monsters, or only warrior monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can activate one of these effects. Negate the effects of the opponent's monster until the end of the damage step. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any battle damage you take becomes 0. Destroy both this card and the opponent's monster after damage calculation. If this card destroys an opponent's monster, you can target one monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack or activate its effects until the next end phase. Red Eye's Talon Harpy is a level 4 dark winged beast with 1700 attack, 1400 defense, and the following effects. This card's name becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard. If you control a Red Eyes or Harpy monster, except Red Eye's Talon Harpy, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Red Eye's Talon Harpy once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Red Eyes Spell or Trap or one Harpy Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Red Eyes Talon Harpy once per turn. Strike Witch Lynette Bishop is now a warrior monster and has the following effects. If you control a Strike Witch monster with a different name, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can target one card your opponent controls. Destroy it. You cannot connect your battle phase the turn you activate and resolve this effect. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated while this card is the only monster you control, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Dark Magician Girl of Chaos is a level 6 Dark Spellcaster Ritual monster with 2000 attack, 1700 defense, and the following effects. You can ritual summon this card with Dark Magic Ritual. This card's name becomes Dark Magician Girl while on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, if a spell card or effect is activated, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it face down. If this ritual summoned card is targeted for an attack or by a card effect, you can tribute this card, special summon one level 6 or lower Magician Girl monster from your deck. Dark Magician Girl the Swordmaster is a level 7 Dark Spellcaster Ritual monster with 2400 attack, 2000 defense, and the following effects. You can ritual summon this card with Dark Magic Ritual. Cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects of Dark Magician Girl the Swordmaster once per turn. If this card is ritual summoned using Dark Magician Girl, you can banish all spells and traps on the field. You can reveal 3 spells with different names from your deck. Then your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can equip one warrior monster from your graveyards to this card, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by this effect. Magician Girl of Black Chaos is a level 6 Dark Spellcaster Ritual monster with 2400 attack, 2200 defense, and the following effects. You can ritual summon this card with Dark Magic Ritual. If this card is ritual summoned, you can target one spell card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end phase. If this ritual summoned card leaves the field by an opponent's card, you can special summon one Magician Girl ritual monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. Magician Girl of Black Chaos Max is a level 8 Dark Spellcaster Ritual monster with 3000 attack, 2500 defense, and the following effects. You can ritual summon this card with Dark Magic Ritual. If this card is special summoned, you can banish one Spellcaster monster from your graveyard, destroy one card your opponent controls. Then, if it was a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end phase. You can only use this effect of Magician Girl of Black Chaos Max once per turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can draw one card, then shuffle one card from your hand into the deck. Red Eye's Arcane Dragon Girl is a level 8 Dark Dragon Fusion monster with 2800 attack, 2100 defense, requires Red Eye's Black Dragon and Dark Magician Girl as materials, and has the following effects. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Gains 300 attack for each dragon and spellcaster monster in the graveyards. Once per turn, you can banish one spellcaster or dragon monster from your graveyard. Apply one of the following effects, based on the banished monster's type. Spellcaster, draw one card, then discard one card. Dragon, this card can attack twice this turn. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon one level 6 or lower dragon or spellcaster monster from your deck or graveyard. Red Eye's Dark Empress Dragon is a level 10 Dark Dragon fusion monster with 3000 attack, 2500 defense, requires Red Eye's Darkness Dragon and Lady of D as materials, and has the following effects. Must be fusion summoned. Gains 300 attack for each dragon monster in your graveyard. Dragon monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can target one dragon monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and if you do, this card gains 600 attack. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed, you can target one Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. You can only use this effect of Red Eyes Dark Empress Dragon once per turn. Red Eye's Dragon Matriarch is a level 8 Dark Dragon fusion monster with 2800 attack, 2400 defense, requires Red Eye's Black Dragon and Lady of D as materials, and has the following effects. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add one Red Eye spell or trap from your deck or graveyards to your hand. Your opponents cannot target dragon monsters you control with card effects, except this one. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated. If this card is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon one level 7 or lower dragon monster from your hand or deck. Red Eye's Inferno Overdragon is a level 9 Dark Dragon fusion monster with 3600 attack, 3000 defense, requires 3 Red Eye's Black Dragons as materials, and has the following effects. Must be fusion summoned. Once per turn, you can destroy one card your opponent controls, and if you do, this card can make a second attack during this battle phase. If this card battles, your opponents cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed, you can special summon one Red Eyes monster from your extra deck or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only use this effect of Red Eye's Inferno Overdragon once per turn. Red Eye's Soulburn Dragon is a level 8 Dark Dragon Synchro monster with 2900 attack, 2400 defense, requires generic materials, and has the following effects. For this card's Synchro summon, you can treat one Red Eyes monster you control as a tuner. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can target one Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. This card cannot attack the turn you activate and resolve this effect. Once per turn, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponents for each dragon monster you control and in your graveyard. If this card you control is destroyed, you can target one level 7 or lower Dark Dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only use this effect of Red Eye's Soulburn Dragon once per turn. Red Eye Sniper is now Red Eye Sniper Empress Hasumi. She is now rank 7, she now has 2500 attack and 2000 defense, requires 2 level 7 monsters as materials, and has the following effects. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls. Destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. If this card is Xyz summoned using a Red Eyes monster as material, it gains the following effects. This card is unaffected by your opponent's monster effects. If this Xyz summoned card is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one Red Eyes monster from your graveyard or banishment, except Red Eye Sniper Empress Hasumi, and if you do, inflict 1200 damage to your opponent. Dark Magic Ritual is a ritual spell with the following effects. This card can be used to ritual summon any Magician Girl ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish spellcaster monsters from your graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Dragonic Merge is a normal spell with the following effects. Fusion summon one light or dark dragon fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials, and it gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you take damage equal to the original attack of the summoned monster. Yes, it is a dragon version of Power Bond. I am not original, I am sorry. Red Eye's Calling is a normal spell with the following effects. Special summon one Red Eye's Black Dragon from your deck, but it cannot attack. Then you can add one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. You can only activate one Red Eye's Calling per turn. Red Eye's Destruction is a normal spell with the following effects. Targets one Red Eye's Black Dragon you control. Destroy one monster your opponent controls with attack or defense equal to or less than the attack of that Red Eye's Black Dragon, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack or defense of the destroyed monster, whichever is higher. You can only activate one Red Eye's Destruction per turn. Red Eye's Wormhole is a normal spell with the following effects. Pay 1000 life points. Special summon one of your banished level 7 or lower Red Eye's monsters. Todo Ryu's Style of Perfect Swordsmanship is a field spell with the following effects. Once per turn, you can activate one of the following effects. If a warrior monster you control battles an opponent's monster, until the end of the damage step, your battling monster cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, negate the effects of the opponent's battling monster. If a warrior monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of the destroyed monster. If a warrior monster you control battles an opponent's monster with higher attack, double the attack of your battling monster during damage calculation only. If Kirin Todo, Master of Swordsmanship, is on the field, you can use all of the above effects once per turn instead. If you control a light warrior monster, quick effect, you can activate this card from your hand. Red Eye's Metalmorph is a normal trap with the following effects. Targets one Red Eye's Black Dragon you control. Equip this card to that target. Its original attack becomes 2800. Also, it is unaffected by your opponent's spell cards and effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was destroyed, you can special summon that monster from your graveyard, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. When a Red Eye's monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Red Eye's Retribution Shield is a normal trap with the following effects. When your opponent declares an attack while you control a Red Eye's monster, targets one face-up monster your opponent controls, except the attacking monster. Take control of that target until the end of the battle phase, and if you do, it is attacked instead, and you proceed to damage calculation. If the targeted monster is destroyed by this battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's attack. If you control a Dark Dragon Xyz monster when this effect resolves, you can destroy both monsters instead, then inflict 1000 damage to your opponent.